Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We are back with another track guide, this time in the Super Formula, the Toyota edition, not that it matters, at Road America. And I think this is only the second or third time I've driven this car. Wow, it is so much fun. I'm going to be doing a lot more guides on this. If you are new to my channel, what we do is a hot lap, a breakdown lap, and then we are not back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on, because it's a B class and you can't have the driving line. So, let's start the lap. Okay, let's start the hot lap. This is using the Road America setup on iRacing and 56 brake bias. It is a bit twitchy on the rear, but I preferred that. Looking for the one cone. Little dab on the brakes, down to fifth gear, getting on the gas nice and early. Don't hit that grass on exit. Again, we're looking for the one sign. We're going to come all the way down to fourth gear, getting on the gas nice and smoothly on exit. Same with the Super Formula lights. We're wanting to get over to the right hand side after the sand here. We're going to be braking roughly at the 2 marker, all the way up to about 83% there, down to second gear. Very tricky on exit. Little dab on the brakes, down to third gear again. Little correction mid corner. Flat out here through 7. Up to 6, looking for the 2 marker, go through that again, braking up to about 80%. Back on the gas. Up to 5th. Little lift, back on the gas. I could have gone on slightly earlier because if you see there was some room on exit for me there. We go flat here through 11. Still flat through 11 A and B. As we come up to Canada corner, we'll start braking just before the 2 marker. Again, up to about 80%. Any more and you're going to be locking up those rears. Flat out here. And again, looking for the 2 marker. All the way down to 4th gear, trying to get on the gas. I did miss the apex there. This was my fastest lap, which is a 139.946. Great fun to drive. Going to be doing a lot more of these. Right, we'll charge through this breakdown. Then you can get on the sim yourself. So as I say, we get to the 1 marker and we're just going to lightly dab the brakes, only up to about 45%. Trail it off immediately, drop it down to 5th. And now we're getting back on the gas at the apex, back on 100%. And again, we are using that tiny bit of mud on the right-hand side, keeping the center of our car still over the track. Exit nice and wide. Don't hit this grass on exit or it is an X. Same thing, just before the 1 marker, we are going to brake up to, this time slightly harder, up to about 60%, drop it down to 5th, down to 4th, and now we'll start building back up at the apex. Slightly later to full gas here, simply because it's such a tricky exit and it's so easy to lose the rear. Right, looking for the 2 marker, and if you see the way my car's aiming, I'm not aiming for the outside of the track, I'm actually aiming further out than that. So to the outside of the curbs, I'm going to start braking up to about 85%, there or thereabouts, getting myself fully off track, start reducing that brake pressure as I turn in towards the curb, dropping it down to 2nd gear, start to build back up, and as I say, you've got to be very careful on exit in this car because of all the power you've got. Up to 4th. As we get to the bridge, we're going to do a little dab on the brakes. Come off the gas, up to about 6% on the brakes. Trail it off, down to 3rd gear, start building back up. And again, we've got to straighten that steering wheel slightly more than we do in the Super Formula lights before we can get back up to full gas. Back over to the left-hand side. We go flat through here, just clipping that curb and a little bit of the grass. Looking for the 2 marker here as we come into turn 8. And again, we're going to brake up to about 80%, there or thereabouts. Dropping it all the way down to 3rd gear, building back up on the gas, straighten that wheel so we can get up to 100%. Go flat through the first bit here, only up to 5th gear. And then once we're sort of at the midpoint, That's when we're going to do a safety lift down to about 10% and then back on the gas. Now, as I say, if you look at me on exit here, I have got another half a car width, so I could have got back on the gas very, very slightly earlier. Just flat through here. Right, second to last braking marker is going to be just before the 2 on the left-hand side. We brake it again up to about 80%. The sweet spot in this car in these conditions. Drop it down to 4th, drop it down to 3rd, start building back up on the apex. And then once I straighten the wheel, back up to 100%. Still a little slippy on exit. Back over to the left, looking for that 2 marker, and we're going to brake up to about 50%, drop it down to 4th, and build back up at the apex, or where the apex would be if I could hit it. Back up to 100%. And there we have it, that's the breakdown. And as I say, there is no driving line version because this is a B-Class series. And probably no one will watch it. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed it. I've been Sambo iRacing. I'll see you guys in the week.